Rob Smith Media here in collaboration with Apex Mouth Guards, and I'm joined with Dennis the Menace Frimpong. Dennis, how we doing, mate?
I'm not too bad. I eyes are looking hella dark in this video. I don't know why, but I like it. I like the aesthetic.
So you're fighting Arijan Topallaj, May 17th. Talk to me about that matchup because things are starting to get a little bit. I saw the story you posted today with like the little face off. Things starting to get a little bit heated between the pair of you. So talk to me about that matchup.
I think they started off pretty heated on his part. I'm cool as a cucumber, to be honest. I'm cool as a cucumber that's been left in the freezer, and he's a bit of a hothead. And as you know, I like to get in people's heads. I'm in his head rent free now, and yeah, next week we get to do the dance. 8 days. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to just getting the weight cut out of the way and getting to smash this guy's head in, to be honest.
So you mentioned how you've kind of described him as a hothead, and you're someone who you don't mind playing like the dark art of mind games. You don't mind really like teasing your opponent. So does it make it even easier for you knowing that he's so much of a hothead?
Yeah, I don't even need to really do much with him, do I? Just, say a few bits and bobs. I haven't even really said anything too deep yet. I've got some ammo in the arsenal that I haven't even used yet because I've already gotten in his head. And he's already a bit of a low IQ fighter. He already comes out swinging a bit, Jose Aldo versus McGregor style. And I do believe it's going to lead to us seeing him get clipped, early finish potentially. So
I've watched some of your previous interviews. You described Topper as a sledgehammer, and you've described yourself as a Swiss Army knife. So do you believe you'll have to use many of your tools in your Swiss Army knife to get the job done?
I don't know how many I will have to use, but it's always good to have the option. You know, maybe you're going to, you have a job to do and, you take the screwdriver out and maybe the screwdriver works first time and you don't have to use the rest of the tools. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe you have to get the knife out. Maybe you've got to get the little scissors out. Maybe you've got to get the bottle opener out. Maybe you've got to get the corkscrew out. But either way, you know, there's a I'm a very creative individual and I can think of a lot of ways that I could kill someone with a Swiss Army knife, as non-assuming as they seem. There's only really one way you can kill someone with a sledgehammer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's not a whole lot of creativity about it. It's very much brute force, blunt trauma, where I'm gonna surgically take this guy apart. I'm going to give him the death by a thousand cuts that's been the trademark of the menace so far. And this time, I believe I will get those thousand cuts complete within the 3 rounds, and he will die in there.
And when I was doing my research fight, is it correct that your opponent asked this fight to be at a catch weight?
It is indeed. He asked for seven. He asked for a catch weight first. I said 72. He said 74, and I said, "Yeah, that's sweet with me. I'm a big boy at 70. I enjoy my food, so I've been enjoying my food this camp, and it's nice to not have to get all the way down to 70 for once."
And why do you think your opponent asked for a catch weight?
I don't know. I think he's had some issues before with missing weight. Obviously, wants to make sure he doesn't miss weight again and have to give me 20% of his purse. Um, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe he just wants to be as big as he can in there against me so he hits harder. Who knows? Maybe he just isn't arsed cutting the weight. But either way, I'm going to be the bigger man in there. So it's going to work in my favor.
And so you said how you can actually enjoy your food a little bit more this camp. Does it make camp a little bit less stressful knowing that you don't have to cut as much weight?
Camp's never stressful for me. I enjoy the process. I enjoy everything about camp, to be honest. It does make it a little bit more enjoyable that I have an extra meal per day, an extra 500 or 600 calories a day that I can have. Um, I'd really change anything other than that. Yeah, just the extra calories and going to bed not tummy grumbling as much. That's it.
And you've called for a ranked opponent next. If you get the job done against Topalai, where do you think that takes you in the division? Is there anyone in particular you'd like to fight next?
So when I get the job done against Topalai and I finish him in the second round, I believe I've got a couple names in mind. I'm not gonna spoil the call out yet, but I think there's a couple guys at the start of the rankings. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just say their names. There's a Max Koga there. There's Jakub Banik. There's even some non-ranked guys that I like the look of. Alan Omar is not ranked, but he's, a veteran. Been in the UFC, got over 30 fights, I think. So he'd be a good name to take out. But yeah, let's just focus on the task in hand next Saturday, finish this guy, and then we can start looking at names and all the rest of it.
And I did an interview with Shamrock yesterday, and I asked him about your fight, and he was saying how he believes your opponent will get in front of you, and he'll realize how awkward you are, and he'll realize that he's in trouble once the fight starts straight away. Do you believe that's the case? Do you think your awkward style will be too much for him?
I think that's the case with every opponent I've ever faced. They think, they watch videos of me and they think that it's a certain thing. But then when you're in there, you're getting teeped from miles away, and the teeps hurt, and I'm fainting at you, and I'm confusing you with my movement and my angles. Then you're like, oh my God, this guy's a dickhead. Like, what's he doing? What's he doing? I don't know what he's doing. Let me just shoot a takedown. At least then I can hold on to him. And that's what I believe Arian will do as well. Despite the fact he is a striker and considers himself a striker, I think he will shoot a takedown. Um, that will be his downfall because I'm a much better grappler than him. So
And you're training out of a gym which is one of the best gyms in the country, Manchester top team. You're surrounded by killers. Is there anyone in particular that you like training with the most?
I believe one of the best gyms in the world. Forget about even just the country.
Hmm.
I think we're slowly starting to prove that. Is there anyone in particular? Obviously, there's a lot of guys at my weight division, like featherweight, lightweight that train together. We spar and train together, featherweights and lightweights. Depends on like what sort of work I'm looking for. Obviously, you've got Ibrahimov. When it comes to the grappling work, like he gives me work. Do you know what I mean? He is a top rank grappler, Dagestani, like serious wrestling, really good on top, really good, just top pressure, wrestling pressure. Um, Obviously, you've got the likes of DH, the villain Dan Holt, um, elite kickboxer, um, like just awkward style. If you think I'm awkward to deal with, he's a next level of awkward. Callum Connor as well. He's Muay Thai base, really awkward as well, really good kicks. We have like really good rounds together. We actually fought at amateur. We had a really close split decision fight. So we get good work together. And then obviously like your Jordan Bartons, who's just a great all rounder, good everywhere, good boxing, good kicks, good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. So I'm surrounded by guys that like push me and in all areas. So like if I want to get any sort of work in, I always have someone that I can call upon to give me that sort of look and that sort of work. So I'm blessed to be in the gym like that.
And so, as I previously mentioned, this interview is in collaboration with Apex Mouthguards. I know they've visited Manchester top team to do some scans. So talk to me about your experience with Apex. What was your experience like getting your mouthguard scanned, to getting the mouthguard delivered, and also getting the design? Talk to me about your experience with them.
Yeah, obviously it was a unique one. It was something I've never done before. Um, Previously I had done either, obviously at the start of my career, I'd done the boil in the cup mouth
Oh,
guards, which are a
that's
bit,
what I did playing
yeah,
rugby. I burnt your gums off. They never fit right. They were
yeah, burnt
terrible.
the gums, fucking loose in your mouth, all of that. Then, obviously I had moved on to like the custom molds where you get the putty and you put it together and then you put it in your mouth. And then this one was like a laser scan where they like, he actually came in and like scanned my mouth with a laser. I got like a 3D image of my teeth, which is really interesting. And the way that they fit, the gum shield fit was really nice. Um, the size and the thickness was really nice on it. On the front of my actual gums and the front of my teeth. Barely feels like I have a mouthpiece in at all. So yeah, that's been top quality in terms of that. Loads of the guys in the gym have gotten them as well now, which is a bit awkward because we all have the box with Apex mouth guards on it now. So it's like everyone's always mismatching their gum shields. But yeah, yeah, top of the range gum shields, and yeah, if you need a gum shield sorted, get onto them.
And when I spoke with the owner Phil of Apex, he was saying how if you can't talk with your mouth guard in, you've not got a good mouth guard. And I always say I think the mouth guard probably is the most overlooked piece of equipment for a fighter. It's such important for safety. So I guess for you as a fighter who does a lot of striking as a striker, it must be so important for you to have such a good quality mouth guard.
100%. So for a variety of reasons, even though I pride myself on not getting hit a whole lot, I do like my teeth. I have very nice teeth, as you can see. So I want to protect those and I want to have those late into my career. Not only that, but as everyone can see when I fight, I like to talk to my opponents in there. So I also want them to understand what I'm saying. I don't want to be like, oh, fa, 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 fa. You know what I mean? I want them to clearly hear what I have to say to them in there, which is good, because then when I'm saying, what's going on, lads? What's going on? I thought you were going to take me down and all that kind of stuff into their ear, they can clearly understand me. And I think that has a bit of an edge. It gives me a bit of an edge in there.
And my personal favorite thing about Apex is the custom designs. So, what custom design did you go for?
I have two gum shields. So I've got one that's a Dennis the Menace one, black and red. Um, and then I've got another one that's an Irish flag with the Black Star of Ghana in the middle to represent my Ghanaian heritage and the country that I represent, and the two countries that I represent in my fight career.
Quality. And the next thing I want to do, I want to do a little bit of like a sort of game. I want to do a build your perfect fighter. So I'm gonna lift off some like sort of categories to build a fighter. I just want you to list the names. So we'll start with cardio.
Me,
We'll go striking.
me.
I've got a feeling I know where this is going. Wrestling.
Um, Retired or active?
It can be either one.
Kamzat. I'll say Kamzat.
Jiu-jitsu.
Charles Oliveira.
Fight IQ.
John Jones.
And then finally, arguably the most important thing, especially the modern day MMA, personality.
Me.
Class, mate. And my last question, it's kind of a double-headed question. What is your message to Top Alive if we're doing like another face-to-face? And can we get the official prediction?
Um, One message. He must be inundated with messages off me in the last week. Final message to Topalai. I'm gonna smash your head in, mate. I'm gonna absolutely smash your head in. You've got less than a week to live. Enjoy it. Come in there. Don't miss weight. Don't get injured. And let's have a knock.
And can we get the official prediction for the fight?
Round two TKO.
Well, Dennis, mate, I want to thank you for coming on, mate. It's been a real pleasure speaking to you, and I wish you the best luck on May 17th.
Thank you, Rob, for having me on, lads.